full agenda, so looks like we're just about on time on that clock. So be patient. We'll go by that clock now. This has been a lot of work between a lot of people, and we do have a lot of supporters that are working on this spiritually. And so what we are about to see is the result of a lot of good work. I want to say is that basically we have three parts. The first part will be welcome everybody, which is what we're doing now. And then the second part, the most important part, is to introduce to each of you about the entire United Board. Let's give them a round of applause. As you know, this board has gone through a lot of difficulties and hardship through people leaving, resigning, some of them for health issues, even people pass away. And it was unfortunate, but this board has stand bravely against all odds and thinking to protect the interests of the resident. Not are they protecting the United members, they're also protecting the other mutuals, such as Third and people in the tower. Some of them may not know, but that's what they are doing. So we want to give you a good reason why we're doing this. I want to have Pam talk about her part, why does residents' voice support the effort, okay? So Pam?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Pam Drunke, and I want to welcome you, and I want to offer my thoughts of gratitude. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking of your time to come and to become informed and to hear some real truth. You're not going to hear name calling. You're not going to hear the gnashing of teeth. You're not going to hear screaming and yelling. You're going to hear some valuable information that will hopefully give you a better insight. This is your opportunity to have your clarification of any concerns or misinformation that you have received. I have been with Residents' Voice for 9 years. We have been educating this community, and we have been giving you information that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. It is my pleasure to have served as the message giver of Residents' Voice. Next month, on the third Thursday in June, we will celebrate our 9 years of existence. I have to tell you that when Residents' Voice started, people in power said, oh, this radical group, give them 2 to 3 months, 4 at the most. Well, thank God, we have survived. And thank you. You should be giving yourselves the hand, because without each and every one of you that have supported Residents' Voice throughout the year, none of this would have been possible. So my thanks goes out to you. I am going to tell you why I am here today and why I have worked hard to support this United Board. And I hope that each one of you will vote no on this recall. The United Board has been tarred and feathered over and over and over again. When I ask people if they are willing to run for the board, they say, I wouldn't get into that. You have 5 exemplary residents here that have stepped up to the plate and have faced the fire, and now they want to throw them under the bus and run over them. And I am here today to tell you that this is not a complex issue. This is very simple. This recall that has been initiated against this United Board is outrageous. It is without foundation, and it has no merit of truth whatsoever. This is simply a power grab. Make no mistake about it. This isn't about caring about the residents. This isn't about progressing our community. This is about a power grab. This United Board is attempting to set a new footprint that is sorely needed. They have been just called every name in the book. And I have to tell you, this has not been reciprocal. This United Board has maintained their dignity, and they have maintained their goal, and that's to serve you in the best way possible. Residents' Voice and I stand firmly and fully supportive of this United Board. This is the decision that you need to make. If you vote no on this recall, you will be telling this board that you support them and their goals and their efforts. And we will stop some of this runaway spending and this lack of transparency and this lack of oversight and this lack of ongoing maintenance and this lack of our assessments going up and up and up. And GRF. We should be able to vote for GRF. Anything else is an utter disgrace. This United Board supports the preservation and the maintenance of our existing facilities. We need to upgrade. This is not going to destroy the community. I'm going to tell you what's going to destroy this community. Is this runaway spending, $175,000 for a bar, $200,000 for this and $200,000 for that. It goes on and on and on. And it's up to you, ladies and gentlemen, to stop it. Please support this United Board and vote no on this recall. Thank you.
Thank you. And I have a prepared speech, but don't worry about it. I'm not going to use it. So, I've told you there are three things, okay? Number one is the United Board, which will go right away. Then the second part, we have two distinguished guests actually flying from Michigan and Atlanta, Georgia to here to support the effort. So let's give them a round of applause. That is Stevie Mackin. Stevie, would you stand up? Show your face. And then the other person is Mike Comer. A lot of you know him, okay? So they're going to be, as time goes on, they're going to add to their thoughts and thinking about the whole situation. So with no further ado, so I'm going to introduce Pat English, the board president of United Board.
Good morning. It's great to see all of you here today. Thank you all so much for coming. I think we have 9 of our board members here. We have one out sick and another one, I'm not sure where they are. Anyway, it's great to see you all. We're going to give a brief outline of what United is doing right now. And I will start by just saying that some of the things we're doing is, first of all, we reduced the number of delinquencies significantly so that our delinquency rate is very small. It's down to like 7%. This was started when we implemented a program last year. We removed the 6-month rental restriction. We removed it. We removed it. We removed it, and it's going to stay removed. That 6-month lease restriction will never come back again. As long as the state law is what it is, it will never come back again. We're in the process of implementing a program to replace all non-compliant toilets without increasing the assessments. We're going to be doing that to start with by doing it at the point of sale. Whenever there's a sale, if there's a non-compliant toilet, we'll be replacing them. We'll be working with rebates from the water department and various things like that. But that is a really good thing. We will be reducing the amount of water we use. A lot of you already have toilets that comply, so you won't be affected by this. We're working on the lighting problems. The lighting problems have been a problem from day one. But give Ming Lee and Jack Bassler a hand for that. They're working very hard on getting this implemented. Ming Lee has found that by replacing our lighting with LED lighting, that not only will it not cost us very much money, but it's also giving us much improved lighting. So yes, we're working on it, and yes, I would like to say 6 months from now that we found the solution, and we will eventually have it all done. And United's working on, okay, well, let me see, where am I here? I would also like to tell you what happened yesterday, or was it the day before now? I lose track of time these days. Anyway, a group called Enough is Enough, led by 5 people, Mark Bea, Maggie Blackwell, John G., Maggie Brown, and Judith Gaither. They were represented by an attorney by the name of Steve Price. They filed an ex parte request for a temporary restraining order to try and prevent United from mailing out the recall ballots on the 30th of May. Now this was something that they had requested that was done in any case. So now here they're trying to stop them going out. Anyway, this group has driven up our legal costs significantly. We estimate so far that just the recall costs have cost $10,000, but by the time we get all the costs in for Martin and Chapman and everything, we estimate the total cost will be at least $50,000 for all the recall issues. So with that said, I would like to pass on the microphone to Jack Bassler, who is our first vice president, and then he will pass it on to Ken Hammond, who is the second vice president, and we'll work like that. Thank you very much, and we appreciate your support, and please vote no, no, no on the recall. We are working hard for you, and we believe that the people who want to replace us have no experience, and they really do not know what they are doing. Thank you. You have to forgive us. The microphones that they gave us are like a lot of things here not working properly. We should be working on getting some of this thing fixed instead of building new buildings.
Now, okay.
Stand up.
Can I just sit?
Stand up.
Stand up.
Thank you.
Okay. The reason I have to read. That's why I like to sit down. Anyway, because I'm not a speaker, but what I have to say is that my wife Joyce and I have lived here in the village since 1989.
You got the word going across your face.
I have to sit down, sorry. Yeah, my wife Joyce and I have lived here in the village since 1989. That's a long time, 25 years. Soon after I retired as an architect in 1998, I was elected to the United Board. Several years later to the GRF Board. And now I'm serving my second term on the United Board again, which started in 2011 and ends this year. In those 25 years, the direct relationship of PCM with GRF has grown stronger and stronger, and GRF has acted as if they are the mutual's link with the management company. Just the opposite was intended by bylaws and our covenants. Leisure World was built to be a living place for older, low and middle income people, not a country club or a resort. Because of those who have taken over the director's majority positions in GRF and third during the past several years, United is being punished now for not falling in line with approving the endless spending for unnecessary amenities, replacements, and additions. United is for maintenance and upgrading of all those wonderful recreation and educational facilities we already have. but as a second priority to keeping the living conditions in our manors, our landscaping, and our environment at a level we can all be proud of. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ken Hammer, and I had a throat problem, but I'm going to make mine real clear and fast. I wish you could stand here and see the beautiful faces that I see from here. Just wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling to see those wonderful faces out there. I went on the board, and I'm going into my 9th year. I went on 3 years United, 6 years GRF, and yes, I voted for the transfer fee because the $1,500 would, at that time, I thought was going to relieve your fees a little bit, but it didn't. It all went to GRF for service, connected things. We have on this board, and I don't want to humiliate anybody that would run for the board, but you talk about integrity, you talk about years of service. Don Tibbetts here has got 12 years on boards. Bev Armstrong, 7 years on boards. I have 12 years on boards. And that man down there, Jack Bassler, we can't count the years he's been around. But every one of us that I just named are here to make sure that we keep the assessments as low as possible. You heard a lot about free money. Free money, right? A lot of free money. You know where that free money's coming from? When that person buys a unit, he's going to talk to his realtor and say, look, I don't want to pay $2,500, but I'm willing to pay $1,000 and let the owner of the building pay the other $1,500. And that's where your free money's coming in, right out of your pocketbook. And we got to remember that. When we voted for the transfer fee, we never, ever thought there was going to be free money here. But those on GRF, and there are 5 wonderful people on GRF that think the same way I do. Thank you for your time.
Is it on? Oh, it is. Okay, my name is Eva Leidig. I'm one of the newer people. I don't have many, many years on the board. I actually ran at the last election and was elected, so I've got a little less than a year on the board at this time. And I never planned to be on the board. I retired. I came here to have fun and enjoy my life, and never wanted to be on the board. But I went to a town hall meeting of the Recreation Master Plan last year. And, you know, they rolled it out, and I've been kind of following it a little bit in the papers, but not intensely, and I thought, well, let's see what they're planning. They weren't planning anything. It's a done deal. They said, it's not cast in stone. And people would stand up and say, well, but we really don't want this. And they said, oh, but it's a done deal. You know, it's over. It's already been decided. Why didn't you go to all the meetings up to that time? Well, that's not what we came here for, to go to all the meetings up to that time. So it's a done deal. And all that we're asking, you keep hearing United won't talk to GRF, United won't negotiate with GRF. We just want them to put it to a vote, even if it's a non-binding vote. Show us we're wrong. Show us that we actually moved here solely on the purpose of these amenities. There's nothing outside the walls of this community. There's no family, there's no friends, there's no other activities, there's other gyms, there's no mountains, there's no beaches, there's nothing. We just moved here for amenities, and we want more and more and more of them. So just put it to a vote and show us we're wrong. That's all we've ever asked from GRF. And I plan to keep fighting on the board. I think the members should have a vote in these major spending decisions. And it's too bad. It's too bad Bev Ann isn't here, because she has so much experience with homeowners associations. And she will tell you, we are called an atypical homeowners association. Atypical, because we don't allow our residents to vote on major spending things. That is highly atypical. And I think it's time to end. I think it's time to join the others and actually have a say in how our money is spent. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Anthony Liberatore, and I'm the youngster. I'll be 72 next week. Anyway, I got involved in this because one day I was sitting in Clubhouse 1 having coffee after working out in the gym, and I was approached by a lady and asked me to sign a petition for direct elections to GRF, and I had no idea what she was talking about. And then she explained to me, and of course I signed. And then I met Stevie Midget and the PPV people about the 6-month thing. And that began to get me involved in this. And so we're a co-op, we're shareholders. We own this operation, right? But the way PCM talks to you, you think it's the other way around, that they own you. I don't like that. I don't like the way they talk to us, right? And if I don't do anything else, I want to see that change. You know, we own the place. When you ask for something, fill out a form and we'll get back to you in 20 days, maybe. Are you serious? That's what my granddaughter would say. Are you serious? They have computers. Why can't you access all the information you want off your computer? Maybe they don't want you to have all the information. You may raise some questions. And anyway, whether I'm recalled or not, you should vet. Make sure you vet people that you're voting for the GRF. Know who they are. Know that they respect you and respect your opinions, because that's what this is all in. I'm one of you. I'm a shareholder, you know, and I want to have some say in how they spend my money. At least let me think you care about me anyway. Thank you very much.
I would just like to correct Anthony. He's not the child on this board. I think I win that honor at 70, so take that. I'm Jan LaBarge, and I'm one of the people that volunteered to be on this board. I'm one of those awful people. Why did I do that? In my former life, I was a high school teacher, taught math, higher level. We built a new school, and they asked me to come and teach there, and I did. And I got a new job. It was in student government as well as teaching math. So my students and I put together our quote-unquote articles of incorporation. We formed our bylaws. We got our goals and objectives. We put together our own little government in a high school of 1,500 people. One of the things that we talked about frequently was, why do we get bad government? And the answer, I had heard someplace else, and I'm not quoting it correctly, but basically, bad government happens when good people do nothing. And I had been preaching this to these kids from the get-go. And all of a sudden, this position comes open, and I said, Jan, you need to practice what you preach. You need to get out there, put your self in the running, and try to do the best you can for this community. And that was what I asked of my students, and I felt that I should actually make good on that. So when the opportunity came up, I applied along with about 20 others. Went to a luncheon where we all talked about ourselves, what we did, what we would like to see happen in the village, and those sorts of things. And I was selected and joined the board about 10 months ago. I had no idea what I was getting into, and I started seeing things